everybody. All right, something a little different today. It's not going to be for everybody, but today I'm going to show you how to produce live streams or video content for your own use or for social media use. That includes stage quality or studio quality sound. Now, it might seem quite easy, but the reality is it wasn't. And let's go back. All right, so for me, it started at COVID, right? So literally one morning, I woke up, turned on my phone, and I'm seeing all these musicians playing from the comfort of their basements, their bedrooms, the garage, and they're producing quality audio streams. So I thought to myself, well, hey, this is pretty cool. I'm going to do the same thing. So I sit down, I grab my guitar, and I do this.
I spend my whole life thinking of you and what you do with where you are.
Okay, stop, enough already. Oh my God, like it was horrible, okay? So I set off down that rabbit hole, and I think I've been in it ever since, but I think I've come up with a pretty simple solution, and that's what I'm going to walk you through right now. Here we go. All right, so before we proceed to the mixer, there's a few pieces of equipment that we're going to need, right? All right, so first of all, we need a device like a mixer. Now, it can be any mixer. It doesn't matter about the brand. But you do need to have a USB mixer. There is a difference, okay? So if you have a USB mixer, you're good to go. Now, the other thing we need to know or need to have is we're going to need some adapters. So the first thing is we need our microphone and our guitar. That's obvious, right? Now we need the two cables that would connect those devices to a mixer. So that would be a microphone cable and a guitar jack, instrument jack, or an instrument cable. Now, that's what we'll use to connect our voice and our guitar to the mixer. But we're also going to need a hub. Now, depending on what you're using, I use Apple, iPhone, or iPad. So I use the Apple camera kit. It's basically a hub, right? It's that little white one in the picture. If you're using an Android device, then you would use a USB-C hub, something that you can plug USB into, and then the USB-C goes into the jack of your phone. And that's really it. So we have a mic, a guitar, the cables that connect to our mixer, and then we have a USB cable that connects from the mixer into one of these hubs for not only putting everything together, but sending it out to the internet, right? So now let's get all that connected to the mixer, and we'll go from there. All right, here we are. We're all wired in, ready to go. All right, so just to show you that we are actually getting sound from the mixer, I'm just going to lean in and crank up some reverb. Check that out. I would never use that much reverb, but some people do. And the purpose of this is just to show you that it is indeed the mixer that is responsible for the audio at this point in our production, okay? So we've connected everything in, and for those of you that want to see all the settings and the volume and the gain that I use, stick around at the end and I'll show you that as well. So right now we have our stage or studio style audio ready to go. So the USB cable in the back is connected to the dongle that comes out of the back of my iPhone, right? And that sends the audio into the phone camera where it's put together and transmitted from there. And that's the last step of this. And it's the step that we have really the least control of, okay? So the way I'm doing things now, I'm actually relying on my Wi-Fi or cellular data that it's used to be known as to transmit all of this sound and imagery to the platform of my choice through the internet, stream it to the internet, okay? Now that in itself can be a little tricky. So you have options. Wi-Fi is unstable, as is cellular data. It could change depending on your location. It could change. There's many factors that can affect your bitrate speed. So what you could do is sometimes I will use an iPad Pro. I'm not sure if the Android tablets allow you to do this, but a tablet that has Ethernet capabilities so that I can plug an Ethernet cable into my tablet. And that obviously creates stability because I'm hardwired to the internet. Now, the other thing you can do is remove, again, your USB from the dongle, and you could put it directly into a USB input of your PC. Now, that means your PC is now getting this same studio and stage-like audio, right? Now, your PC will pair it with whatever camera you're using, whether it's a webcam on the top of your monitor or it's an external camera that's connected wirelessly or through USB to become your PC camera. Your PC will merge the two and send it out as a finished video. And that way you can also take advantage of being hardwired through Ethernet cables to the internet. That's all we can do. Now, there are certain platforms that handle your data better than others. I've always found that YouTube does a pretty good job, TikTok a good job, and I think even Instagram is pretty good. Twitch is very good, but I would not rely on Facebook. Facebook has been very, very, how would you say, unstable over the years. So sometimes you get a half-decent sound and sometimes you don't. I think it just wasn't set up to be a streaming platform to begin with, right? So I would avoid having, Facebook as your main source for all your production work to be streamed to. So that's really about it. Next, we are just going to take a look at some of the settings that I use, and I welcome any comments, suggestions, questions you might have. This is exactly the way I come to you twice a week, every week. It's the exact format that I use. The only difference would be I don't use my phone to stream. I usually use a hardwired source such as a tablet or my PC. But other than that, everything I've shown you is exactly the same that I do every single broadcast. So I hope it helps. Have fun, and for those of you that want it, stick around and check out what my mixer settings are. Bye for now. All right, let's take a look at the mixer setup. Now, this will be the same for any mixer, and remember, this is just a guideline. You might have personal preferences as far as how you want to hear your voice or how loud you want your guitar to be, but this is the general settings that'll get you started, and then you can work from there, right? So the first thing we're going to do is identify what channel strip our guitar is coming in on, and it's right here. Okay, so there's our guitar. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to turn up the unity. Now this is the level of the guitar in the mix. This has more to do with what you hear internally as you monitor yourself than it does going out in the internet. So I'm going to turn this to unity. Now there's usually, every mixer is different. It'll either say 0 or there'll be a little arrow like this one. It's called unity. Now, as I strum my guitar, so as we strum the guitar, we're going to slowly turn up the gain knob, okay? And that's this one right here. Now we saw that one bar, and we'll keep going. And we want that meter to be just under the orange and maybe the odd flicker of the orange as well. I'm going to set mine right there. You see how I can hit that orange if I really dig into it? So now my guitar is set. So now I have flicked on the phantom power. Okay, that activates my vocal mic. Now we are going to set the level as the same way we did with the guitar. So we're going to start down here and move that to unity. Okay. Now, I'm right now coming to you from this new mic that we're setting up. It's a little hot right now. You see all the yellow here? So we've got unity. So now I'm just going to back that off a little bit until I can talk from the same distance I'm going to sing or talk to in the video until I get all green and maybe the odd bounce into the orange. And that is really just about it. So those are the settings right there. That's what I use in my day-to-day, whether I'm singing or presenting a lesson. Those are the settings that I use on my mixer. All right, so there you have it. Okay, now I've just really showed you sort of the tip of the iceberg. I spent years on and off looking at different ways to get this done, and there are many ways. There are gadgets and gizmos that you can buy if you're really technically inclined that could maybe streamline the process, but at the end of the day, the components are the same. You need to be able to get your voice and your guitar into a device that will allow you to add some effects and, get a good, strong, level sound, and then project that along with the video out through the internet and have as good quality as possible. So there are other ways to do it. I welcome if anybody has any specific questions or would need any help setting up their own little system. I'd be more than happy to help out. But this is basically it. I mean, for those of you that gig already or are already using a mixer, then the process is the same. Set your mixer the way you'd want to be heard through your speakers, but instead of sending it through your speakers, send it through the USB cable to your streaming provider. All right, so we'll see you again soon. I hope this helps. And remember, there's only one way to get better playing your guitar, and that's just play your guitar. And now you can do it and let the world hear as well. All right, see you later.